127 days. That's how long I've been waiting at bus stop number 11, watching for a boy who will never step off that yellow bus again. Every day at 3:47 p.m., my heart still believes in miracles that my mind knows are impossible. My name is Milo, and this is the story of how I learned that sometimes the most devastating goodbyes become the most beautiful new beginnings. They say dogs don't understand time the way humans do. But I understand this. Love never dies, even when everything else does. I am a 4-year-old Border Collie who used to know exactly what happiness looked like. It looked like Noah, my 12-year-old best friend with a crooked smile and gentle hands who made my world make perfect sense. We lived in the small house at the end of Maple Street with his mother Sarah, and our life had a rhythm as reliable as breathing. Every morning, Noah would grab his backpack and I'd walk him to bus stop number 11. The routine was sacred. The same gentle pat on my head, the same words. "See you later, boy." Always the same. Always that promise. His mother Sarah worked double shifts at Miller's Diner downtown, so our afternoons belonged to us. At exactly 3:45, something inside me would pull tight with anticipation, and I'd position myself at our bus stop. That moment when the yellow bus would round Miller's corner, and I'd see Noah's face in the window, already grinning at me. That was when the universe felt right. For 2 years, this was our world. Perfect, predictable, safe. I should have known perfection never lasts. If you're already feeling emotional, and we haven't even gotten to the heartbreaking part yet, you need to subscribe right now. This story is about to take a turn that will change everything you think you know about love and loss. The Tuesday that shattered everything. October 15th started like any other day, except Noah seemed quieter as we walked to the bus stop. He kept checking his backpack, and when the yellow bus arrived, he hesitated on the first step. "It's just a field trip, boy," he said, but his voice carried something I'd never heard before. Uncertainty, maybe, or fear. "See you later, boy," he said, just like always. But when he looked back at me through the bus window, his expression lingered longer than usual, like he was trying to memorize something. If I had known that would be the last time I'd ever see his face, I would have run after that bus until my paws bled. The State Museum was 2 hours away through mountain passes. I spent the morning restless, pacing the house, unable to settle. Something felt wrong in my bones, but I couldn't name what. At 3:45, I took my position at bus stop number 11, but 3:47 came and went. Then 4 o'clock, then 4:15. At 4:23, the phone rang. I heard Sarah scream from the kitchen, a sound that cut through me like glass, a sound I'd never heard before and pray I never hear again. I rushed to her, found her collapsed on the linoleum floor, the phone still pressed to her ear. Words floated around me that I didn't understand. Accident. Mountain pass. Wet leaves. Most of the kids were fine, but then came the words that shattered everything. Didn't make it. I didn't understand the language, but I understood her grief. It filled the house like smoke, thick and choking. That's when I learned that some promises can't be kept, no matter how much love lives behind them. Take a breath. I know this is devastating, but please don't click away. What happens next will show you that even in the darkest moments, love finds a way to survive. Hit the like button if you're still with me. 127 days of impossible hope. When 3:47 came the next day, I went to our bus stop anyway. Maybe the adults were wrong. Maybe Noah would step off that bus with his crooked smile and explain everything. But the bus didn't stop. It rolled right past, and through the windows, I saw unfamiliar faces. That's when the waiting truly began. Days blurred into weeks of unending gray. Sarah moved through the house like a ghost haunting her own life, and I watched her fade a little more each day. She'd sit in Noah's room for hours, holding his favorite sweatshirt against her chest, breathing in what remained of him. I maintained our routine religiously, desperately. Every day at 3:45, I'd position myself at bus stop number 11. Rain soaked through my coat until I shivered. Snow piled around me until I could barely see the road. But I stayed. My ribs began to show through my golden fur. But I couldn't abandon hope. Mrs. Peterson, Noah's old bus driver, would sometimes slow when she saw me. She'd open the door with tears in her eyes. "Go home, Milo," she'd whisper. "Please, baby, go on home." But home was where Noah should be, and he wasn't there anymore. 3 weeks after the accident, Sarah made a decision that shattered what remained of my heart into dust. I heard her on the phone with her sister. "I can't stay here, Linda. Every corner of this house screams his name. Can you take Milo?" she asked Mrs. Chun the next day. "I can't take care of anything right now. I'm drowning." That's how I learned that grief doesn't just take the one you love. Sometimes it takes everyone else too. Type heartbroken if you're feeling this in your soul right now. And if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? This story is about to take the most unexpected turn. The girl who understood waiting. Mrs. Chun was kind, with gentle hands and a warm house that smelled like cookies instead of grief. But every afternoon at 3:45, something inside my chest would twist tight, and I'd find myself clawing at her back door until she'd let me out. Then I'd run straight to bus stop number 11, my paws slipping on ice, my breath coming in desperate puffs. That's when I first noticed her. A girl, maybe 11, with dark braids always coming loose and eyes that carried shadows too deep for someone so young. She lived 2 houses down with her father who traveled for work and her grandmother who spoke in whispers. At first, she just watched me from across the street. Day after day, she'd appear around 3:40, position herself on the bench at the corner market, and observe my vigil with the intensity of someone who understood heartbreak intimately. The first time she crossed the street, it was during the November storm that nearly killed me. Snow was falling so hard I could barely keep my eyes open, and my whole body was shaking with cold I couldn't escape. I was preparing to give up when I felt her presence beside me. She didn't try to touch me or coax me home. She simply sat down next to me in the snow, close enough that I could feel her warmth, but far enough away to respect my grief. "I'll be back tomorrow," she whispered. And she was. Every day, no matter the weather, no matter how hopeless it seemed. Slowly, carefully, she began to make herself part of my routine. She'd bring a thermos of hot chocolate for herself and a small bowl of warm water for me. "I know about waiting," she told me one gray December afternoon. "I wait for my dad to call when he says he will, but his work trips get longer and longer. I wait for my mom to recognize me when I visit her at the hospital, but she looks through me like I'm made of glass." She pulled her knees to her chest. "I wait for things to go back to how they were before she got sick, before Dad stopped being able to look at me without crying. But some things don't come back, do they?" That's when I realized this girl, Lily, understood something about abandonment that most children never should. She wasn't trying to fix me. She was choosing to sit in the wreckage with me. Are you crying yet? Be honest in the comments. And smash that like button, because this story is about to become the most beautiful thing you've ever heard. The night everything changed. As winter deepened, I grew weaker. My ribs showed sharp through my coat, and sometimes I'd forget where I was, why I was waiting. But Lily never forgot. She'd find me on the days when I couldn't make it to the bus stop and sit with me wherever I'd fallen. "You really loved him, didn't you?" she asked one evening, her small hand finally brave enough to rest on my head. "The way I love my mom, even though she can't love me back anymore." I leaned into her touch, the first comfort I'd accepted in months, and felt something crack open in my chest. Not breaking, but softening. The night everything changed. The snow was falling so hard the world disappeared. I made it to bus stop number 11, but couldn't feel my paws anymore. My breathing was shallow, my heartbeat slow. I curled up as small as I could against the bus stop sign, thinking maybe this was how faithful dogs finally found their way to their boys. I was ready. I was so tired of carrying this love with nowhere to put it. That's when I felt small hands lifting me, heard a young voice cutting through the storm. "Come on, Milo. I've got you. I've got you." Lily had been watching for me from her window, and when I didn't return by dark, she'd bundled up and came searching. She was barely strong enough to carry me, but somehow she managed to get me to her house, where her grandmother wrapped me in warm blankets and fed me soup until I stopped shivering. "He's been waiting all this time," I heard Lily tell her grandmother. "For Noah. He doesn't understand that Noah can't come back. And you've been waiting with him," her grandmother observed, "because you know what it feels like when someone you love can't come back to you." "Nobody should have to wait alone," Lily whispered, and I felt her tears fall onto my fur. But these tears felt different. Not just sad, but grateful. Like she was crying because she'd found someone who understood her pain. For the first time in months, I wasn't alone with my grief. What happens next will change everything you think you know about love, loss, and second chances. If this story is already changing you, share it with someone who needs to believe in miracles. That night, wrapped in blankets that smelled like safety, I dreamed of Noah. We sat together in a place of golden light, where love floated like dandelion seeds. "Hey boy," he said, his voice carrying warmth and peace. "You've been waiting for me." I could only listen, drinking in the sight of him. "I've been watching you, Milo, every day at that bus stop. And I've been watching her too, Lily." His eyes shimmered with tears. "She's as lost as you are. Her mom forgets her more each day. Her dad hides from his pain by traveling. She waits for love that can't return, just like you." He reached out with familiar warmth. "She sits with you because she recognizes another heart that's been left behind." "I'm not coming back, Milo," Noah said, and the words felt like relief. "But our love isn't gone. It's time for it to grow bigger." He cupped my face like he used to during thunderstorms. "That little girl needs you. Show her that being left behind doesn't mean being unworthy of love." As the dream faded, Noah smiled that crooked smile. "See you later, boy. But first, go live. Go love. Thank you for waiting. But now it's time to wait with her instead." I woke in Lily's arms, the crushing weight in my chest finally lighter. "I dreamed about him too," she whispered. "He told me you have enough love for both of us." The next morning, Lily walked me to bus stop number 11 one last time. She posted a small sign. "If you ever see a dog waiting here, know that he once loved very deeply. His boy can't come home anymore, but his love is still here." Then she placed Noah's photo at the base of the sign. "He's not gone, Milo," she said through tears. "He's in every sunset, every warm breeze, in the way you love me now." She wrapped her arms around me. "Noah would want you to help me learn how to love without being afraid of losing it." I finally understood. Love isn't about holding on so tightly you can't breathe. Love is about making room. I used to wait for one person to return forever, but then someone else chose to stay. There's room in my heart for both truths. I am Noah's dog, and I am Lily's dog. 6 months later, I still visit bus stop number 11 with Lily. Not to wait anymore, but to remember, we're healing each other, piece by piece. Love doesn't end when someone leaves. It transforms, grows wings, and lands in unexpected hearts. Noah's love didn't die. It flew across whatever separates the living from the dead and taught a little girl she was worthy of being chosen, worthy of being loved without condition. Sometimes, if you listen carefully, you can hear love whispering, "See you later." But first, go live. Go love. Go save each other. We are all just walking each other home. To anyone who's ever lost someone they thought they couldn't live without, listen. Your love for them doesn't die when they do. It becomes something bigger, something that can heal not just you, but someone else who's been waiting in the cold. To anyone who's ever felt forgotten or left behind, hold on. Your Lily might be learning to be brave enough to sit with you in your grief. Your Milo might be waiting for you to teach them how to love again. Love doesn't abandon, it transforms. It multiplies. It finds a way. Thank you for witnessing Milo's 127-day journey from devastating loss to unexpected love. Remember, your story isn't over yet, and neither is your capacity to love and be loved. Join the 4 Paws family. Subscribe to 4 Paws Tales for more stories that prove love never truly dies. Most importantly, if you're waiting at your own bus stop, if you're carrying grief that feels too heavy, remember, you're not meant to carry it alone.